Let us see what are the work holding devices which are used in a milling machine. You are familiar with most of the work holding devices used in machine tools. They are T-bolts, clamps, angle plates, V-blocks, fixtures, etc. These commonly used work holding devices can also be used in a milling machine. Let us see the three different types of machining vices which are used in a milling machine. They are plain vise, swivel vise, and universal vise. The simplest form of vise is a plain vise. It is having a fixed jaw and a movable jaw. Once the workpiece is clamped in a plain vise, all the degrees of freedom of the workpiece will be arrested. In a swivel vise, there is one more option. Here the clamped workpiece can be rotated about a vertical axis. That is why a swivel base is provided in this swiveling vise. Certain angles are marked in this swivel base so that the workpiece can be rotated to the required angle. A universal vise has more features. Here, in addition to the swivel base, a tilting base is also provided. The tilting base helps for the rotation of the workpiece along a horizontal axis. By operating the swivel base and the tilting base, any orientation can be obtained in the workpiece. So it is called a universal vise. The tilting base can be fixed using the clamping nut. For repetitive types of works, fixtures can be used in milling machine. They are called milling fixtures. You will study about dividing heads and indexing heads later in this module. They are also used for work holding purposes. Let us study the nomenclature of a milling cutter. Nomenclature refers to the principal parts and principal angles in a plain milling cutter. In this figure, you can identify the various features of a milling cutter and its name. Let us see each of them one by one. First one, the pitch of the teeth. Pitch refers to the angular distance between two corresponding points of adjacent teeth. The pitch of the tooth is marked here. The pitch is determined by the number of teeth on the periphery of a milling cutter. Next is the face of the tooth. It is the forward facing surface of the tooth located just below the cutting edge. A number of cutting edges are seen in a milling cutter. That is why a mill cutter is a multi-point cutting tool. Land. Land refers to the narrow, flat surface located just behind the cutting edge of the tooth. The face of the tooth has a particular inclination. So we can define the rake angle as the inclination of the face of the tool with a line which is passing through the center of the mill cutter. The rake angle determines the sharpness of the cutting edge of the tool, as well as rake angle provides a passage for the chips which are formed during the cutting operation. Next is the primary clearance angle. It is the angle between the land of the tool as well as the tangent into the central line of the mill cutter. The primary clearance angle prevents the rubbing of the tooth on the workpiece after it is making the cut. Just behind the land, the secondary clearance surface is located. Secondary clearance angle is the angle between this secondary surface as well as the tangent drawn to the periphery of the mill cutter. This angle provides additional clearance for the passage of cutting oil as well as the waste chips. The hole diameter. The hole diameter determines the size of the arbor required for mounting the milling cutter. For fixing the mill cutter on the arbor, a keyway arrangement is provided. So the mill cutter can be fixed on the arbor using keys. The depth of the tooth refers to the length of the face of the tooth. Heel refers to the slanting surface which connects the base of the face of tooth as well as the secondary surface. The width of a milling cutter is visible in this right hand side view. Milling cutters are provided with spiral tooth and helical tooth. The spiral angle and the helix angle of a mill cutter are also shown in this figure. Let us see what are the materials which are used for fabrication of milling cutters. The mill cutters are fabricated using high-speed steel, super high-speed steel, or non-ferrous cast alloy or cemented carbide tips. High-speed steel is the commonly used material for milling cutters, and they can used only for light-duty works where only small thickness chips are produced. Super high-speed steel is better than high-speed steel. Non-ferrous cast alloy or cemented carbides are available in the form of insets or blades. They are braced to the tool steel shank and they are used for heavy duty operation and they provide high production rate. The various forces which are acting in a milling process is shown in this image. They are the thrust force PT, the radial force PR, and their resultant R. This resultant R can be further resolved into three components. They are the Px, the Py, and the Pz. The thrust force PT is acting tangential to the periphery of the milling cutter, and the radial force PR is acting in a radial direction from the center of the mill cutter. The chips formed in a milling operation are discontinuous and the changing geometry of the mill cutter leads to variation in the magnitude of the forces. These variable forces badly affect the surface finish of the component as well as it induces torsional vibration in the machine. The resultant of thrust force and radial force can be further resolved into three components. They are the axial thrust force Px, the vertical force Py, as well as the horizontal force Pz. Therefore, resultant R can be written as the square root of the sum of Px square plus Py square plus Pz square.